when my wife invited me to her company's annual party. I thought it was a chance to celebrate her success, to stand by her the way I always had. I never guessed I was walking straight into a night that would strip me of my pride in front of strangers, or that it would become the turning point of my life. Claire had recently been promoted to senior marketing manager at a big firm. I was genuinely proud of her. She'd worked hard for that role. But not long after, things began to change. She started dressing differently, spending longer hours at work, coming home late with stories about her team that she now seemed closer to than she was to me. I ran a small auto repair shop, built with my own hands. My life was messy, honest, and full of grit. Hers had become sleek, polished, and distant. One evening, while scrolling through her phone, she said casually, "You should come to the company gala this year. Everyone's bringing their partners." "Sure," I said with a smile. "Sounds nice." She didn't even look up. "Just wear something decent. Maybe not one of your work shirts." It was a small comment, but it lingered. I told myself she didn't mean it the way it sounded. Still, I made an effort. On the night of the party, I rented a proper suit, polished my shoes, and showed up ready to make her proud. When I arrived, she was already laughing with a group of her co-workers. The moment she saw me, her laughter faltered, replaced by a tight, awkward smile. She gave me a quick kiss on the cheek. "Oh, you made it," she said, like she hadn't expected me to follow through. Her colleagues turned to look at me. They were the sleek corporate type, perfect hair, tailored suits, drinks that cost more than my weekly groceries. A tall man standing a little too close to Claire smirked and said, "So this is the husband we've heard about." Claire chuckled lightly. "Yeah, this is Mark. He's a mechanic." The way she said it, slow, almost apologetic, stung more than I wanted to admit. A few polite laughs followed. I forced a smile, pretending not to care. But through the night, she kept making small remarks that chipped away at me piece by piece. "Mark wouldn't get that joke," she'd say, or "he's not used to these fancy dinners." Each word landed like a stone in my chest. Still, I said nothing. I stayed quiet, kept my posture straight, and let her perform. Then came the toast. Her boss raised his glass to honor the team's achievements, and Claire stepped up to say a few words. I watched her proudly at first, until she looked right at me and said with a playful grin, "And of course, I want to thank my husband for coming tonight. He may not know what ROI or marketing funnels are, but he sure knows his way around a wrench." Laughter erupted across the room. She beamed, soaking in the attention. I sat there frozen, my smile gone, my heart hollow. It wasn't just a joke. It was betrayal disguised as humor. I didn't confront her. I didn't make a scene. I simply stood up, walked out, and left her there in her glittering world of glass and noise. That night, as I drove home, humiliation gave way to resolve. I decided I'd never let anyone make me feel small again. I poured myself into my work, not out of spite, but out of purpose. I stopped trying to prove my worth to her, or to anyone. I studied business, expanded my shop, hired staff, and within months, secured a partnership with a local car manufacturer. My garage grew into a certified service center for electric and hybrid vehicles. The same grease-stained dream she once mocked was now thriving. Meanwhile, Claire's world began to unravel. Rumors spread about her and her boss, the same man who smirked at me that night. An investigation followed, and he was quietly transferred. Her reputation collapsed with him. One evening, she came home looking nothing like the woman I once knew, her confidence replaced by exhaustion. "Mark," she said softly, eyes glassy with regret, "I made a mistake." I looked at her, calm and steady. "Yeah," I said, "you did." Tears welled in her eyes. I didn't realize what I had. I let people make me think you weren't enough. I shook my head. "No, Claire, you didn't let them. You chose to believe them." She broke down, asking for forgiveness, for another chance. I told her the truth gently. I forgave her, but I couldn't go back. "I can't be with someone who only sees my worth when the laughter stops," I said quietly. A week later, she moved out, and for the first time in years, the house felt peaceful. A year passed. My business flourished. I was invited to speak at a local business award ceremony, standing on a stage much like the one where I'd once been humiliated. I told my story not out of revenge, but as a reminder. Never let anyone make you feel small for being who you are, I said, because one day, those who laugh will wish they had your strength. As the audience applauded, I saw her at the back of the room. Claire, tears streamed down her face as she clapped. But this time, she wasn't mocking me. She was mourning what she'd lost. That night, I walked out with my head high, no longer a mechanic who'd been laughed at, but a man who'd rebuilt his life from the ground up. Because true revenge isn't about anger or destruction. It's about becoming so strong, so steady, that those who once belittled you destroy themselves watching you rise.